no man shall buy you. Meaning that nobody will come redeem us out of our oppression right now that we're in today. We still are in the lowest places. We still are the last ones hired, first ones fired. We still are on the bottom of society. We've had leaders like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, but none of them knew their nationality according to the Bible. All of them were calling themselves African American and different nationalities, but that wasn't what God called us. But now today we have the truth of this Bible. And now today we're going to learn who we are and how we got to get up out of here. So look at this sign right here. Come a little closer. You come closer. So you see this sign right here? How would you identify yourself right here? You see they got black American, American black. You see all the different nationalities. Which one would be your nationality? Judah. So you would be from the tribe of Judah. So you're not a so-called black American. God called you from the tribe of Judah. That was your God-given name. Right. So how did we get those names? How did they change our names like that? Wake him up. By taking our culture away. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. You see this right here? This is how they took our names away. They beat it out of us. Right. Do you think, what was the mode of transportation for us getting over here in slavery? How did we get over here? Bringing the word through like on boats, right? You think the Bible tells you about that? You don't think so? Okay. We're going to show you in the Bible that it prophesies that we would come here on boats and ships. We're going to show you out of the Bible. Because your nationality is not a so-called black man. According to God, you are from the tribe of Judah. The same tribe as Christ.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the Bible is saying that the Lord would bring us into Egypt again. Are you familiar with the Bible? So you know about Moses when he was in Egypt. What was he doing? Yes, sir. Hey, my brother, how you doing, man? What's your name? Brother Slim, Soldier Beckett. So what hold on just a second, my brother. So what we're doing today, Brother Slim, is we're showing our people who they are according to the Bible. So what would you say your nationality would be? A Negro. So you come from two white people? No. Because Americo Vespucci is what they named America after. And Africa was called Afro-Skificanis. So they named those places when they conquered those places. And that's what they're naming us after. But God gave us a nationality. When you look on this sign, my brother, what do you see? Oh, you say you're from American black. So you would be from the tribe of Judah. And so I was just telling this brother right here, how did they change our names like that? What happened to us that they were able to change our names?
See? Power. Bring it out.
Power? Right. What do you see going on right here in this sign? Right, they beat our backs in. How did we get over here to America? Right, they brought us over here on slave ships, right? And that's what we were just talking about. Do you think that's prophesied in the Bible? Nah, okay, so we're gonna read it for you and him. So you can see that the Bible is telling us that these things will happen to us.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right, so the Bible is saying that we're gonna go into Egypt again. I was just asking Brother Jesse, what happened, what was the Israelites' condition while they were in Egypt?
Right.
You know?
I do, but I don't read my Bible like that. No.
You know Brother Jesse, right? Okay. They were in, go to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. So we're going to show you the conditions that they were in while they were in Egypt. Because it wasn't the best of conditions. Because all this stuff is important for us to know where we come from, to know our history, to figure out where we got to go. So we got to show it to you out of the Bible so y'all don't think we're making this stuff up. Right.
Exodus 20, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
The house of who?
The house of bondage.
So when you hear the word house of bondage, what do you think about that is?
Right now,
Right. We was miserable in Egypt. That's why he's saying, okay, I'm going to bring you into Egypt again. But now we're going to see how we're going to get to this new Egypt that the Bible is telling us about. Go back to
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
So the Bible is telling us that we would go back into Egypt again, but we wouldn't go back to that Egypt no more. That we would be going to a new Egypt on ships. This is how they brought us in the slave trade. This is what the Bible was telling us about. Because typically, when you think about a dollar bill, right, what does it got on the back of it? It got a right, but what else? If you want to see a pyramid, where do you go? To the who? Right, but if you want to see a pyramid in real life, why would you go? Right, so why, you got to think, why do America got a pyramid on the back of their dollar?
That's a good question.
Because they are mocking you because they know that you are the children of God. They know that they have you over here in bondage. But our people won't wake up to the truth. They stay asleep. So that's what we're trying to bring out to our people today. So go back to that.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
Right, so the Bible's telling us we're not going to see the old Egypt no more, that you're going to be in a new Egypt.
Right.
And so when we got over here off them slave ships, what happened to us? Right. What else were they doing? How were we on, like, what we on auction blocks and stuff like that?
Bring it out.
Right, they were selling us and everything, right? Right, the Bible is going to tell us about these things.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Shall be what?
Ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Right, so when we got off those slave ships, it said we were sold into our
unto your enemies.
Right, so who are our enemies today? Hey, don't be scared.
That's
hey, we
a good
out.
question.
You around nothing but your brothers today. You around nothing but your brothers today. Who they sold us to? And who was our enemies that they sold us to? Look at this. Who was our enemies that they sold us to? Right. And when we, all right, so you see who our enemies is. Who is our enemies today? Right, you can't be scared to say that, bro. This is our history. This is everything that they stole from us. If somebody stole your identity, would you be happy with them? Right, so they stole our identity. They put us in slavery and chains because they know that we are the people of God.
Wake them up.
Read.
Shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
For slave men and slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man would buy us. Hey, my sister.
Go on the other side.
My sister over there recording. Come up to the come up here real quick. Or you can dialogue. What's your name? Oh, you his mother. Okay. It said no man will redeem. Read that part again.
And no man shall buy you.
Meaning that nobody would come redeem us out of our oppression right now that we're in today. We still are in the lowest places. We still are the last ones hired, first ones fired. We still are on the bottom of society. We've had leaders like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, but none of them knew their nationality according to the Bible. All of them were calling themselves African Americans and different nationalities. But that wasn't what God called us. But now today we have the truth of this Bible. And now today we're going to learn who we are and how we got to get up out of here. So I got a question for y'all. If we are the children of Israel, then do you think that God put us below or equal to everybody else? You too, Mom. What you think? Below? Okay, what you think? Below? What you think? Below. Okay, we're going to show y'all. We're going to find out right now. Read.
In the Bible, it might say above.
To the
But in
right.
reality, we below.
We're going to show you that. We're going to show you that, though.
You can't show us because in reality, what we live every day
Uh-huh.
is we below.
Okay, we're going to
So
show
the
you why we
Bible
below,
might
though.
say-
And you going to give me a chance to show you why we below?
I gotta go.
Okay, well, I'm going to show you why we below real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 28. We're going to show you why we below real quick so that you'll know.
Zoom out and then go back to him.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
God said it's going to come to pass, meaning this is a future prophecy for us so-called black, Native Americans, and Hispanics.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
What does it mean to hearken?
That's why history keep repeating itself.
What does it mean to
Look
hearken?
where we're at right now.
What does it mean to hearken?
We back where we started.
What does it mean to hearken?
know.
It means to listen.
Right.
Because that's something that us black people don't like to do.
You
So he said that we did not listen
to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
to do some of his commandments.
To do all his commandments.
Nah, just one of them.
To do all his commandments.
Right, so the Lord said we were supposed to do all his commandments. It's because we do not listen, we do not hearken. It's the reason why we're on the bottom. Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these what?
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he said all these curses was going to come upon us and overtake us because we refused to listen to his commandments. But guess what? Wait, before you leave, let me give you one more. All right, one more. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. Because he gave us a flip side to what would happen if we listen.
Right.
So I just want to leave you with this and something for you to think about.
And it shall, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right, so he said if you listen, there's going to be some things that's going to happen. We're going to find out.
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations.
What?
On high above all the earth.
Right. So God say if we listen to his commandments, we would be above all the earth. So guess what? We have to come back and listen to the commandments of the Lord thy God.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word